is Radio Romania International. You are listening to our one-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Japan. We can also be heard on the internet at www.rri.ro Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn and via satellite Eutelsat 16A on 11,512 MHz vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. Symbol rate 29,950 mega symbols per second, standard DVB-S2, modulation 8 PSK, audio PID 510. We wish you good reception conditions.
Hello, I'm your host Elena Yanake, bringing you the news. First, the headlines. The United Kingdom is in mourning after the death of Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth II. Romania won 2 gold and 4 silver medals on Sunday at the European Rowing Championships held in Varese, Italy. More than 3,300 new cases of COVID-19 were reported in Romania in 24 hours and 129 related deaths, according to data announced by the authorities on Sunday. More than 13,000 people are treated in hospital, of whom 1,500 in intensive care. The pressure on the medical units treating COVID patients is huge. Romania recorded 2 negative records as regards the epidemiological situation in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. Over 1 million people tested positive to the virus since the onset of the pandemic, and more than 250,000 have died. So far, over 2.3 million people have been given at least 1 shot of the COVID vaccine in Romania. On Sunday, Prime Minister Florin Câțu announced over 170 new vaccination centers will be opened in the upcoming days, and that starting April 15, the vaccination capacity will go as high as 100,000 people per day. A new transport of Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine will arrive in Romania tomorrow. The funeral of Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, the husband of Queen Elizabeth II, will be held on April 17, after 8 days of national mourning, Buckingham Palace announced. In keeping with the COVID restrictions in place, only 30 people will attend the religious service. Prince Philip will not lie in state. Instead, he will lie at rest in Windsor Castle. Monarchs, heads of state and prime ministers across the world have sent heartfelt tributes, praising his exceptional public service. Among them is Princess Margareta, custodian of the Crown of Romania, the goddaughter and niece of Prince Philip, and also President Klaus Iohannis. Romanian border policemen in Gârla Mare, Mehedinți County, caught 30 migrants from Syria, Afghanistan and Iraq while attempting to illegally cross the Danube by boat from Serbia to enter Romania. 27 adults aged 18 to 47 and 3 minors aged 3 to 15 were part of the group. The migrants said they crossed the Serbian border by a motorboat owned by 2 Syrian citizens whom they paid 1,200 to 1,500 euros each. The migrants were planning to get to Western Europe. Investigations are underway. France has decided to offer an alternative vaccine to people aged below 60 who got the first shot of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Spain intends to do the same thing, although the World Health Organization announced that in the absence of clear data, it cannot recommend the change of vaccine between the 2 doses. Italy goes ahead with the AstraZeneca vaccination schedule, but just like a number of other countries, restricted its use for people aged below 60, according to Radio Romania's correspondent in Rome. The link between AstraZeneca's COVID vaccine and rare blood clots is considered plausible but is not confirmed, said the World Health Organization, after the European Medicine Agency on Wednesday said it found a potential link between the COVID vaccine developed by AstraZeneca and rare blood clots in adults who received this jab. The agency emphasized, however, that the benefits outweigh the risks. AstraZeneca has recently announced delays for half of its vaccine supplies due to be distributed to the European Union this week. Romania won on Sunday 2 gold and 4 silver medals at the European Rowing Championships held in Varese, Italy. Nicoleta Ancuța-Bodnar and Simona Janina Radic, European champions last year in Poznan, Poland, won the gold medal in women's doubles. Romania also won gold in the women's 8 crew. Adriana Ailinkai and Iuliana Buhuș won silver in the women's doubles sculls, while Janina Elena Beleagă also won silver in the women's singles sculls. Romania won silver medals in men's 8 and men's 4. Romania comes fourth in the overall standings after the UK, Italy and the Netherlands. The European Rowing Championships are the first main international senior event of the season and are held in Varese for the second time. 35 nations are attending, with many teams racing in the lineups, expecting to send to the Tokyo Olympics in July. To end the news bulletin, here are the top stories again. The United Kingdom is in mourning after the death of Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth II. And Romania won 2 gold and 4 silver medals on Sunday at the European Rowing Championships held in Varese, Italy.
This is Radio Romania International broadcasting from Bucharest. Business Flash. Hello, this is Daniel Bilz on the microphone. Germany and Italy in 2020 were Romania's main trade partners, both in terms of imports and exports. Data published by Eurostat, the EU Statistical Office, shows. Last year, Germany, the first European economy, was the destination of 23% of Romania's exports, followed by Italy with 11%. Romania exported to Germany 11 billion euros worth of goods, and to Italy, goods worth 6.6 billion euros. Germany is also ranking first in terms of Romania's imports in 2020 with 2.1%, followed by Italy with 9%. Last year, Romania imported from Germany goods worth 16.7 billion euros, while its imports from Italy stood at 7.1 billion euros. In 2020, Romania ranked 6th in the European Union in terms of potato production, with 2.68 million tons. Germany came first in the ranking with 11.55 million tons, according to provisional data released by the National Institute for Statistics in Romania. Among the top 10 potato producers in the EU, there is also France, with 8.73 million tons, followed by the Netherlands with 7.09 million tons, Poland with 6.48 million tons, and Belgium with 4.1 million. In terms of the surface cultivated, Romania came in fourth with 166,000 hectares after Poland, Germany and France. According to Ager Press News Agency, 10 years ago, Romania used to report potato productions of 3.54 million tons from larger surfaces, between 200,000 and 250,000 hectares. And in the past 5 years, the cultivated areas have constantly dropped under 200,000 hectares. The areas with tradition in terms of potato production in Romania are in the counties of Harghita, Covasna, Brașov, Suceava and Sibiu. According to data gleaned from companies and enterprises on job vacancy, the National Agency for Employment in Romania says there are 12,506 jobs available at national level. Most of these jobs, over 900, are for unqualified workers on assembly lines. Employers from the economic area are offering through the EURES Romania network 983 vacant jobs, most of which are for farm workers in Spain. The 11 ships with animals exported by Romania, which were blocked at the entrance in the Suez Canal, have reached their destination. According to information released by the skippers of the aforementioned vessels, the mortality rate of the animals on board stood at 0.22%. The Sanitary Veterinary Authority for Food Safety in Bucharest has announced. With a cargo of tens of thousands of sheep and several hundred cattle, the vessels were bound for the ports of Aqaba in Jordan and Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. You have been listening to our regular feature, Business Flash. Next on Radio Romania International, Think Greener.
Welcome to Think Greener. I'm Ana Maria Popescu. New energy labels for 4 product categories: fridges and freezers, dishwashers, washing machines and television sets, and other external monitors are applicable in all shops and online retailers as of this March. The new labels indicate their energy efficiency and are a result of the changes in the European regulation on energy labels and the European regulation on eco-design, which are now applicable in Romania as well. New labels for light bulbs and lamps with fixed light sources will follow on September the 1st, and other products will follow in the coming years. With more and more products achieving ratings as A+, A++, or A+++, according to the current scale, the most important change is to return to a simpler A to G scale. The scale is stricter and designed so that very few products are initially able to achieve the A rating, leaving space for more efficient products to be included in the future. The most energy-efficient products currently on the market will typically now be labeled as B, C, or D. The head of the press office of the European Commission representation in Romania, Ștefan Turcu, told us what makes the new rating better.
Prin intermediul acestor noi etichete, aș spune că se pun mult mai clar în evidență diferențele.
I would say that with the new labels, the differences between products are much clearer because the rating was simplified following a very thorough process in which all aspects, from technical to economic elements, have been reviewed by all stakeholders, including producers and environmental watchdogs. So I would say that at the moment there is greater clarity and each consumer can see precisely how energy efficient the product they consider buying is, and of course this will help them cut their energy bills. A number of new elements were also included on the labels, including a QR link to an EU-wide database which allows consumers to find more details about the product, such as its size, features, and various results for the tests the product in question had undergone. All appliances on the EU market have to be registered in this new EU-wide database, European Product Registry for Energy Labels, EPREL. This will further facilitate the comparison of similar products in the future. In addition to the new energy labeling rules, there are corresponding new regulations on eco-design that relate notably to the updated minimum efficiency requirements and reinforce consumer rights to repair products and support the circular economy. Manufacturers and importers will now be obliged to make a range of essential parts, motors and motor brushes, pumps, shock absorbers and springs, washing drums, etc., available to professional repairers for at least 7 to 10 years after the last unit of a model has been placed on the EU market. The energy labeling system has been used for home appliances in the EU for over 25 years, helping consumers to make informed choices. According to a 2019 Eurobarometer survey, some 93% of the consumers said they recognized the label, and 79% said it influenced their choice of appliance to buy. And that has been all in Think Greener.
This is Radio Romania International. Cultural event.
Welcome, I'm Mihaela Ignatescu. Between the 7th and the 9th of April this year, the Ile Caragiale University of Theatre and Cinematography in Bucharest will be hosting the 22nd Open Doors event. On these days, the university will largely open its virtual doors, welcoming all those interested in learning about the universe of one of the most important vocational higher education institutions in Romania. An exclusively online event is a first for the Ile Caragiale University. What exactly is going to happen, we'll learn from the institution's International Relations Director, Ștefana Sanfira.
Avem secția de actorie, secția de regie, de marionete, coregrafie, teatrologie, scenografie și film. Fiecare va deschide ușile anumitor.
We have several sections such as acting, directing, puppeteering, choreography, theatrology, stage design and film. Each will open the door for certain classes. The program starts at 10 a.m. and will be available on the university's YouTube channel. There will be full 3 days with both live and recorded sessions. These courses are not shows. It will be like looking through the peephole to see what is happening during an acting or singing class. There will also be Q&A sessions, and that is a first for the event. Last year, the Open Doors event was held in March, just before the lockdown, so those interested could participate in person. Just like with the previous editions, the problem was that there were too many people for the limited capacity of the rooms. So this year, with the online solution, that will no longer be a problem. So the organizers are expecting a large number of users accessing the university's YouTube channel. Those who are interested in a career in theatre, cinematography or media will have the opportunity to attend courses on acting, directing, puppeteering, choreography, theatrology, stage design, theatre play, speaking, singing, development of cinema projects, lighting, stories and feelings through sound, costumes and many more. Workshops, film screenings and performances will add to the 3 days program. Organizers are very optimistic about the event, and rightfully so, as Ștefana Sanfira explains.
De anul trecut din octombrie a intrat programul acesta cu teatru în școli.
Last year, on October the 1st, a theatre program was introduced in schools. Me and the Stage for the 3rd and 4th graders, Theatre and Us for the 6th and 7th graders, and a lab theatre for the 10th and 11th grades. These are very important programs. It's just the beginning, and indeed the beginning is always hard. There are many teachers who do not know about the program, and many parents who do not know that they can ask for it. It's not about staging plays in class, it's about education through theatre, personal development through theatre exercises that help develop memory, attention and empathy. And they are very nice. We all know that children learn faster when they also have fun, instead of being forced to. And all of these exercises are based on communication, which unfortunately becomes a problem these days for lack of time. The attraction to art is big, and accessing a YouTube channel is a possibility for everyone. So those who are interested in witnessing firsthand what is happening at the Ile Caragiale University in Bucharest, the doors are open between the 7th and the 9th of April. You have been listening to the cultural event.
Coming up next on Radio Romania International, Visit Romania. Welcome everyone, I'm Vlad Palcu. Today we journey to northwestern Romania to the city of Oradea. The medieval citadel here still stands, and most of the history of Bihor County revolves around the citadel, both in its early days in the first centuries, when it was a major religious and spiritual center, but also in the early modern period, when it was a Renaissance hub. Our guide is Ionuț Ciorba, the Deputy Director of the Oradea Municipal Museum, who says there are plenty of reasons to visit the citadel of Oradea.